Hello everybody. So on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Session, I welcome you to this training session. In fact, I started at 9:30. It was my technical fault. I did not change the stream key. So I was continuing the class, just it was not going live. I'm sorry for this, my fault. So anyway, I will continue for 2 hours from now. I hope some people might have left already anyway. So all right. So I will go again starting from the beginning because where I started. Once again, I repeat all those things I already said. So after this, the standard move is to play queen to c2 or e3 or nc3. Hello, Marmik. Okay. So half an hour I was talking for nothing anyway. So after queen b3, now black has to complete development. The main idea is to stop bishop. So you can take pawn into pawn, and after queen into pawn, bishop g4. This is a very easy way to equalize. Now knight c3, you can play nd7 and no problem. Okay, so this is how the Kramnik kept playing this position. Can you hear me all? Can you hear me? Can you hear me all? Is it going live? Hello? I hope it is going live. Okay. Hello? Okay. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, everybody? Is there anybody watching or all have left? Hello? Hello? Yes, yes. नहीं दिख रहा तो मैं फिर से चार्ट पर चालू कर देता हूँ. Okay, it has started now. I think the chart was blocked anyway for some time. Basically, I started 9:30 today, but I forgot to change the stream key. So I was talking for half an hour, but then I realized, then I changed the stream key. I hope, and it is my fault today, so I will do it till 12 o'clock today. So in the given position, the type of mistakes a players do. Let me take you now in the game. You know here the queen b3. This is mostly the Georgian grandmaster prepared this. The whole idea in very many variations, black plays bishop f5 and then e6, and the bishop is outside the pawn chain. So they play queen b3 to stop this move. Now queen b6 is not good. I will show you why it is bad immediately. So here bishop g4 is the safest way to play after pawn into. You will take the pressure from the b7, and now this is fine. After nc3, knight d7, and now e4. Okay, I can play. This is all very smooth coordination. The bishop is outside the pawn chain. No bad piece. And this will allow the knight coming to d5. So this is just very easy. Black has come out of opening. Next, I will put pressure on the center, and this is just equal. In my opinion, already it is equal. This is how you should play. Or you can also play like you know like this. Also, bishop f5. Bishop g4 is a good move. Even bishop f5 good move. Now, just castle. This is now nothing. Queen b6 can come. A bad move. I think I cannot understand why a player must double his own pawn. There are many good moves here. Why you must play knight? Okay, you have given the best minor piece. This is the best minor piece of black. But at what price? At what price? Bad king side, double pawn. So black Karyakin got a very easy game. So you should play bf take bf5, or you can play like Anis Giri and what is that in this position? Here instead of taking pawn into pawn, okay. So here you can also play e6 and play solid. This is also okay. Okay, bishop f5 is not coming, but that is not a very serious thing at the moment. So you can play also. Who is that? Anis Giri is white and Levan Aronian black. Easily equalized. Just bishop, castle, knight, and now you have to watch always a4. So you played rook d1, but h6. Everything is set now. Now center is good. So you have to play a4, otherwise a4 a3 will come later. This also gives equality. This is solid, but not I mean, more active here because the bishop is outside, not inside the pawn chain. Here it is more active. Okay, so this is how you should play. But in the game here he played very badly. Queen b3, queen b6. Another bad move. So white got a clear initiative, and now simply he can exchange the double pawn. Even if you play a6, still b4 coming, and anyway this is coming. So in the game c5, he played knight. This is how a threat is coming. Threat is coming. So white played very energetically here. I mean, how to meet the threat? Push. Now this is not going to work. This is not going to work. I will take two. Rook will come to a5, winning material. Only move. Take plus minus. So many pawn weakness. It is bad. Welcome Adi Jain, Subankar Sarkar, Krishna Doshi, Priti Rathi. So this is just not a good position. Queen b3, queen b6 are not good immediately. So let me do 10 close games and 10 open games. I have selected. Close games means d4, c4, knight f3. These are close games. E4 is open game. So 10 close games and 10 open games I have selected. I will anyway continue the class for 2 hours. So I will cover up whatever I said. Now I can see, the chart box I will refresh. I can see all your this thing. Nandini Lakhwani, Mai Dosi. Okay, next. So this is the point of the idea. I told you earlier that this move order, there was a grandmaster Lutiko. Anatoly Lutiko played all his life only this. The idea is avoiding exchange variation. This is not good now. Not good. Why? Because after pawn into this diagonal is the best for this bishop. This diagonal is the best thing for this bishop. But how is it going to come? Because you have to play bishop, you have to play, otherwise you can't play e3. When you play bishop here, he will play c6, and now e3, bishop f5. Where are you going to put this bishop? This is the problem, that exchange variation is of no use in this b7 line. Grandmaster Petrosian started and many followers. So Anatoly Lutiko played only this all his life. So exchange variation is not good here now. So, and after you play knight f3, now the difference is you don't have that bd3 and ne2 line. Now you can play this. Now if exchange variation, you don't get so much attack on the king side. Now bishop g5, c6, e3. There is no attack. The knight on e2 only brings attack. For example, here now knight f6. Now I can take and play bg5. Now here I can play e3. Now you can play maybe c6, bishop d3. Castle, knight e2. White has got attacking plan here. He wants to roll like white was Gary Kasparov, black was Nigel Short in the year 92 PCM match. He had a clear advantage. To avoid this setup, knight e2, once knight on f3, there is no kingside attack. That is why they play this line, bishop e7. Okay, bishop e7 is good, and after knight f3, so knight f6, now bishop f4, e3. See, this variation was played three times, I think, in the Magnus Carlsen and Caruana match. Last 1918, 2018 World Championship. And this was also played, this figured in the World Championship second match of Carlsen, 2015 or 16. So the point is, now bishop's not on g5, black puts pressure. See, bishop on g5, you can't play c5. That would be bad. See, bishop on g5, c5, you will take d5 and he has a problem. But now c5 has a freedom. So takes. Here there are two lines. Knight c6, queen a5. Now there is a threat. Here you can't play b4. b4 is not possible because rook is hanging. So you can castle or you can play rook d1. Castle is the normal line. In the castle, black goes bishop here. With the idea, now he will prepare e5 d4. With active play, Sekhar Sahu as black defeated Anatoly Karpov. Gary Kasparov has played this, beat some strong player. Maybe I'll show you this line. Maybe I'll just wait. I'll show you this. After the game, let me finish this game first. So now in c6, queen a5. Here you have to go back. This is bad. Now this is a safer way. Safer way. Now this knight is pinned, so there is no pressure, and black is threatening to play e5 d4. Black is threatening e5. Now if you take, and now I can take. So this is the problem. But in this case, he did not move, and he challenged knight here. It is turned out badly. Now knight is attacked. Rook into knight g5. The only move g6 plus minus center. Ultimately, diagram, white has piece play and also center. Now white makes best use of his pieces. Bishop c4, the putting pressure, and he gives a shocking move, knight into pawn, because the queen is there in this line. The rook will join the attack. Devastating. Check. Now bishop check. Now rg5. I don't think you can defend that g6 point anymore. Lost. But because of the poor play by black, I got little cold. Neil Agadi, welcome. Kanak, Dek Vaidya. So this is very poor play by black. That knight e4 move was bad. So I will show you some game. This is bad move. Queen a5, rd1. This is bad. Let me show you some game. White is Alterman Kasparov. One game. Simply bishop e7, e5, d4. Ignoring any kind of pressure. Queen back. Black has the better game. Now the pieces of white are funny. You need to stop this move. How is he going to stop? Bishop f5 is coming. Already black has got the better game. The white king has not castled yet. You know this is threat is coming. You know this threat is coming. Plus, however, I would recommend nowadays in the match Anand Carlson. Anand prepared an excellent line against Carlson, and he beat Tapalo with that also. Let us see that game. Okay, we now this is the point. Queen a5 is one branch, and now rook e8. So this is good now. Rook is against the queen, so he is threatening to play here. He is preparing to play e5 d4. Bishop e2 does not help. Bishop e2 does not help. Anyway, e5, and so he decided to make castle. Tapalo e5. Forced. Now this is not a serious threat. Knight into knight, it will break the king side, but there is no PC joining the attack. Okay. No, 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 no. Do not memorize. Do not memorize. Please, in chess, it is not correct to memorize. You have to keep a model game. How all these things will come automatically. Now I am showing you model games. Like I showed you Alterman Kasparov. I showed you Tapalo Anand. Then I will show you some game with Hari Krishna. These are model games. You have to make a note of the game and take a printout. Why print out? Because every time you will have to go to the database and open, you will not know. So when you see printout, you can do it on the board. So suppose I am showing a variation, I am giving you model game. So a model game print out and see on the board, make notes yourself. Try to understand the idea behind the moves. So I told you Anand's move. The idea is to go after the central break because the king is there. So you have to understand that this is the plan. Okay, you have to make notes, play on the board, and you make notes so you will not forget. Do not memorize. If you memorize, you may remember for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, then you forget. So model games take printout, or you can write in the hand, whatever. You can write the moves also, and they make a notes yourself. You make a notes, then you will not forget. Now he castle. Now the position, both kings are opposite wing. This is an opposite wing. Opposite wing. So they will try to attack each other. I mean, white will try to storm the pawns. Some g4, h4, g5, h5. And black will try a5, b5. All this thing to open file. So who comes first in the race? Many times the player sacrifice. Yes, yes, yes. I Quinterus, I remember, I remember. He is the first grandmaster I beat him. In my career, I have beaten 20 grandmasters, about 13, 14 in classical games, yani ke 2 hour time control, and others were in rapid and things. You know, in USA, I was playing rapid games, half an hour games. So few grandmasters I won, like Benko, like Benjamin. So in rapid and bliss game, but they are not so, because after all, classical game is the real game, real test of chess. So I would say that some games are interesting. Interesting game. Christian Mendizavel, hello. So let us see how Anand started his idea. You know, he played e5, go back, now d4. Why all this move necessary? Now he has castled, he has castled. Now black wants to start rolling, but this knight, pawn, and rook, these are creating tension here, creating tension on the d5 point. So first white wants to solve that. Push, push. Now there is no problem. Start. Daredevil. Even though the two are under same line, no problem. You won't lose after pawn into pawn, knight coming here. Queen into is not possible. Not possible. And if you play b4, I am going to take it maybe. Maybe queen into is good. Just enough. Now you take the knight, it is bad. You take the bishop, this is also bad. A check is coming. Bishop f5 coming. So you don't lose a piece. This is b4. Pawn into pawn is not problem. Okay, this is okay. The game has opened up for black, and black's broken castle is not effective. You cannot coordinate. White pieces cannot attack the king. First of all, the knight. First of all, the knight move. Oh, this is a terrible position. This is fantastic. Already ready made. The rook is ready. Rook is ready. So fantastic. Black has the initiative now. 1 second, eh? Just a minute, please. I got little cough and cold. Yeah, yes, Shivankar Sarkar, you are right. This is what you should do. Thank you, Christian. Suresh Bhai Chawda. Hello, sir. Can you show me method to be title player someday? It is very easy. Title player, that means they have reached a credential. I mean, you reach 2300, you are like a FIDE master. Or you are a 2400 player and you are like an international master. Whether you have title or not. And you reach 2500, you are a grandmaster. So, once you reach the strength, you have to play international tournament. You know, like Grandmaster Open or International Big Open, where you can play title players. And you score 67% in a category. We can know. You can see all these things in the FIDE handbook. The title norms are there. It is not difficult nowadays. Maybe I will show you the chart. I will show you the chart. Okay. So coming to this point, the position is completely lost because the initiative of black is too much. He cannot stop. Even this will not help. A6 is coming. Now rook takes pawn and black terrific initiative. This rook is doing nothing because the queen is watching. Queen is watching the e8 rook, so he gets rid. You can't take. There is a mate. There is a checkmate here. You can't take the rook and check. Decisive. Position is lost. He must lose material or getting or mated. So this was very interesting, but a good idea of Viswanathan Anand compared to the book Queen F5, book E8. This so I already told you Queen F5, this Kaspar Alterman. This is a fantastic line. You have to castle, and after castle E5 D4. I think black is quite good. Other alternative also old is not bad. Even this line, even this line is also not bad. As I told you, that Queen F5 RD1. This is also Queen F plus. Here I will show you one game of our Indian gem Hari Krishna. He did very good. No, I think it is E48. Okay. So going to the next game. Nimzo Indian defense, classical main line. Castle. Now this is knight f3 is the main line. Knight f3, but the idea is to not get double pawns. The knight is watching. In case you take, I will take with the knight. In the game, bishop into pawn into, and of course you can also play pawn into pawn with a good game, but this is more this thing castle, and white stands better. Black has just played passively. The bishop d7 move is having no effect on the game at all. Oh, this is very easy. You see, these are typical errors. You are releasing the pressure from center. As long as the pawn tension is there, if you come, there will be some problem here. But now you are releasing, giving a free hand to white. The roller, now the roller is coming without any problem. And this is stupidly placed knight. Attack will come. White has good center and all active pieces. Now mate threat. No, simply this bishop is watching, queen is watching this square. This is threat now. Whatever he will do, it is just bad. Very bad position. Only thing you can avoid by playing f5. But don't you think that will be worse? Worse. Now this position rook will come here with a clear plus. This bishop is in a fantastic diagonal watching this. Now this is just coming. H4, H5 is coming. Knight is coming. Lost position. So he played this bad move and after this he resigned. But let me tell you how to play black pieces, black side of this line. I'll show you two games. Fisher, my 60 memorable game annotated or Fisher or Fridge 5 because somehow I saw it was annotated by Fridge 5. Who was annotated? Fisher. See, Fisher wrote the book 19, maybe 65 around that. So there was no computer in those days. So Fisher was writing alone. There was no trainer, no coach. He was doing all alone, all the work. So he annotated everything, not Freeze 5. Later on, they put the moves to Freeze 5. But actually, book, there was no computer analysis involved. Millions of copies were sold in Russia of that book. So Fisher did all the analysis himself. Good morning, Dr. Sanapati. Now, midline, now knight here. So you can play C5 or this is a safe alternative. You know, why this? Because I can save the bishop. If I take this pawn into, I can save the bishop after this. Okay, but this is not the main line. This d5 is the main line. Intermediary to make sure that he has a weak pawn. I think the position is not bad for black because redundant knight. This is called redundant knight. Doing nothing there. Now you cannot take the pawn. Very strong attack will come. Not this bishop into pawn, but I will play queen h4. And now this see you can see this is coming. Knight into pawn is coming. It's not a good idea. All the white squares are very weak. Okay, so it is not a good idea to take. So he played in the game bishop e3. Excellent decision. Excellent decision by Hari Krishna. Why? Ultimately, he wants to have a good knight versus bad bishop. This is the thing he will get it because this bishop will be exchanged by force. So exchange. Now attack. You have to go back. Come. So resulting position, black has the better minor piece. This piece is bad. The center is good. So such small advantage features matters a lot. And in the hands of a technician, look at this point. Queen back. Now take the E line, C line. Exchange one of the rooks so that no attack will come. Fantastic position. This is not a threat. Back rank is not clear. He will play 6. Queen f5 or h6. So he plays so that no bishop g5. Technically plus minus. Minus plus. Technically. The bishop plays no role at all. And he went on to win slowly, improving the position slowly. If you play good knight, bad bishop endgame. plus. Very nicely played by Hari Krishna. He's a great endgame player. So you can play this one or another game. This is also good. The whole point is isolated. This is the isolated pawn. The square in front of the pawn is the main focus point. Both the players will try to control as much. If white he get more control, he will advance and open. But black will not allow that. So knight. The point is, if you play immediate d5, knight b6 is coming, and the pawn is gone. Knight b6 is coming. A tempo. So you cannot play d5. Now how many? How many? You have got 1, 2, 3, 4 on this point d5. You cannot get it. Now fifth one is coming. The fifth control. तो ये pawn तो बढ़ेगा ही नहीं. 5 है और ये पिन किया तो अनपिन हो जाएगा. There is no attack. The position is equal plus. Why? Because of the redundant knight. अगर knight यहाँ रहता तो it's equal position. If the knight is on f3, this position should have been equal, but it is a very poor knight. That is why that any to line is not good. क्योंकि ये एक मूव का वन मूव प्लान कर रहा है. Stop. Black pieces are very good. Pressure. So I will leave this line, and any to line is not good. If you are playing, you will not get much. It is a good for solid player. The players who has a very solid style, they prefer this because they immediately they do. They do this directly, and after them d5 they will play a3. This is how they play. So that you take, you come, or you play c5, also a3, a3. In that case, black takes and goes back. This is a line. Okay, this is also a line. Now if you play take and play rook e8, re8, d6, re8, this is okay. Okay for black. Good morning, Jaswin. Welcome, Naitik Mehta. What is a puzzle? Okay. Now, this one shown. Bad move. So this descent move. Here, this is a descent move. Now preparing to play c5 and bishop g2, bishop b7 and castle c5. Get a very easy game for black. Or ultimately you can play c4 also. You can play c4 and it will turn out to be main line. Instead of this, you can play c4. Then bishop check is possible. Bishop b7, bishop a6. But he played rash and bad move. How to play? We need to punish this. We need to punish this. So, a idea of Sokolowski reversed. Sokolowski also is bad. I will show you how to play against the Sokolowski. C3. I have now watching this point. So I will attack and create trouble. I will attack the point now. This is the weak point. You play C6 where the knight will come. अगर आप C6 खेलेंगे फिर knight कहाँ जाएगा? So Black stands better. You have to do something with the pawn now. Now e4 is coming. So the queen is getting a tempo. Black is in a bad position. Thus, opening advantage for white. Anyway, you take knight is coming. This is not pleasant. Knight into pawn with pressure on the e5 point. Now the threat. And now pawn into pawn, this pawn into pawn plus minus. This is just one. I would say the practical purpose the game is over. Not mechanical. The many players have tendency to play like this. See, you need to be active. You need to put pressure. You need to bring bishop. Now bishop s3 is a new threat has come. The rook against a queen. Now new threat is coming. Bad position. So this is a model game. Somebody playing b5, you know, this is just good castle c3 and a4 plus minus. And I will show you how to play against a stone wall. Okay, I will told you to Sokolowski because this is a Sokolowski idea. What to do for black against Sokolowski? This is Sokolowski. What you do, black, you just attack the pawn. So white will play. If you play here, bad move, I'll play a6. You can't play this. You can't play. This is rook is hanging. That is why after the move e6, he will play bishop. So that rook is protected now. He is ready to push. So I cannot take it because the g7 point. So I will play knight, giving a new threat. Once again, giving a threat. So he will play a3, then a5. So this is giving trouble. Or you play b5, I will play, and now you play pawn push. I take. Now you should play something like uh, c5. So knight f3. Now d5. Now maybe you will play e3. Then knight d7. Now d4. Now maybe b6. Now bishop e2. Now bishop d6. Castle queen c7. Now knight d2. Whatever you do, you can see all pieces are fully centralized, controlling. They are all good. Karpov versus Kachiv. Karpov black, Kachiv is white. Or Sandipan Chanda, same position. Same position. Okay. So here I will show you maybe b4 e6, bb2 knight f6. Some two games I will show you so that you will not forget it. How to play against Sokolowski. Maybe. Okay, maybe here. Here. First I show a game of Karpov. Knight f6. Take. d5. And d7. Bishop d6. Queen c7. So castle has been done. Pieces are in center. Anything is bad. Now, whatever you do, black pieces are more ready. Excellent position. and winning the game. A combination. This is a blunder. It is a blitz game, so it is a blunder. But position is bad anyway because now the knight is watching. So this is a threat now. So and now rook is joining. Suppose you come back again, the rook will join. So this is just a blunder. One piece gone. Let us see a serious game. Black is Sandipan Chanda. Same setup he got. He is a very good player and very good coach. One of the best chess coach of India, Sandipan Chanda. Very good theoretical knowledge and a very polite and nice grandmaster. So A6 now D5. Okay, A6 will come sooner or later. You take, you end up giving a weak pawn. If you take, now you end up giving a weak pawn. I'm going to take this way. Now the pawn will be a target in the open fight. Problem आ जाएगा. This is going to be bad. So take C5. N pass is anyway wasting time. Knight, same setup. Castle, rook against queen. All set now. Ready for a middle game battle. These are all bad position. You see, he got a wonderful combination. Now this diagonal is open and 1 2 in the diagonal. This will kill him now. Check, knight will come, and it is brilliant. Only move, finished. Because you take, it's leading to mate, and you do not take anyway. So you can whatever you do, it is bad. I will take the bishop. Suppose you come here now. Maybe I will take the pawn one. So this is a setup. Please keep in mind, Sokolowski. This is just very good for you. Just take, and play a6, and this setup. Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, Nikhil Raj, good morning. Kirti Saha, welcome. Kirti, thank you. I am not well. I no corona, but I got cough and cold. Nowadays little sneezing also people worried. Okay, Sokolowski I lead. Maybe I will take half tomorrow, today and afternoon. I will not have class because I am little cough and cold, not feeling good. So I will take a rest maybe in the afternoon today. Okay, friends, I will not be doing the afternoon class today because the cough and bad situation, little, I mean, feverish also. Okay, coming to this game about the stone wall setup. The stone wall setup. The drawback is this one. Don't get a good diagonal for the bishop. The point. Now, this square, there is a weakness. The square weakness. The knight is there. So keep an eye. knight. All of a sudden, there is a threat, and also one, two, three. There is a threat. Now, third attack on this. Anyway, I take. Okay, I want you to think, everybody, how should you white play now? You know, what is the Virabhadra says? I thought we have showed that before. Okay, I will see the game. For this Ribli. Yeah, I will show you that game. Okay. So here, this position, bishop takes knight. The point is here ultimately white is preparing to give the queen. You know the knight's position. Knight's position. This is the point. I want to sacrifice the queen. Beautifully played by Cho. Bishop takes. You have to take with the bishop. Knight into. This is the point that if you take queen, it is lost. If you take queen, knight into check. The king has to come. Here it is a mate. So he has to come. And now after rook into, king into, I think this rook, I should take this rook. Wrong. Sorry, I said I should take with this rook. King into, bishop check. Now only move. Now this check is finished. After the move knight, take, take. The point is rook and bishop for queen. It is not the material balance. It is maybe it is equal or maybe little better for white, but the attack is coming. Now only move. The check is coming. Now only move. Now bishop will come. I don't think I don't think any defense is coming because rook check, then rook check. This is all crushing, completely crushing. So what a beautiful queen sacrifice. So he just plays here bishop into knight takes and knight into. So if you take queen, it is lost. So in the game he played queen into, but anyway it is lost. Simple losing. Now smothered mate will come. The queen will come. Now what he did do? He comes here, attack. Now if you play bishop c5, it's a smothered mate. So he comes, but then just attack. I want the check here. I want a check here. That's all. Or a check here. So just attack. Finish. Force. If you play queen into, it is very bad, and you take pawn into, it is not worth seeing the game because just even queen exchange will win. But rook c is a already horrible position. Already horrible position. On down we hai. So this is the Stonewall setup. This gives a hard time to black. Okay, this is Gula Sachs is there. Actually, better to play. If you want to play here, this is better way to play. You have not committed the knight. Now ND5, you can go bishop E7 allowing because I have made a normal move. That means you want to take it, giving three moves, and after G3, C6 takes queen into good position, good position, good position for black. Okay, knight of 6 and E5. So black is standing good in center. I saw a game live. White was Varghese Kosi, GM, IM versus GM Krasenko. Where did I do see that? In Mumbai, Mayor Cup. That's a very easy game. So here, this is this is also okay. castle, preparing to push e4. Now reverse Sicilian. We have a position. White is playing two tempo down. Abhi queen is not normally there. At this point, bishop g2 rook castle. Because after you push this, knight will come back and he can create a threat on the center. But this is bad. What he did a3 is a bad move. You see how he punishes. Take, push, take. Now 12 moves over and he has not castled. You cannot castle yet. Abhi ye under attack. So you have to come. Now black played very energetically. Rook against king. So attack. Now castle is bad. If you castle, then knight b6 will win this pawn. Win this pawn. So you are forced to play king. And it is already bad. You can't take that bishop anywhere. With pawn into the bishop is trapped. Gone. It is all the problem invited by white with this a3. And also, you want to play direct bb4 is a good idea. After nf6, it is not so effective. This position, black is equal. But after nc3, nf6, I think white stands little better. You should not play here queen c2. This is not dangerous at all. This is okay. So let me leave this. Go to the next. Mukund Agarwal, welcome. Yes, Chaudhary, okay. Control F. So Reti opening. This waiting for black to commit. Then he will open up. In my opinion, this is okay, no problem. Now, this is a safe alternative because queen has to take the pawn. So knight will be better development knight. So this is a bad line. You know why they are playing this? There is a line in Catalan where white has played d4. That there is a problem. So I can show you that variation. Very passive pieces of black. Now e4 is free e4. Very bad position. Passive position. Bishop attack. Where is he going queen? अभी कहाँ जाएगा? You have to support that knight anyway. Plus, just pushed. Everything is pushed back. And it is lost now. Hard attack and one piece is gone. Okay. Material is lost. But how he could play? This is bad. Where is the mistake we should see? You know, Queen a4, Bishop d7. Instead of that, I recommend Knight d7. This is a better way to play. Now, have I kept a game or I'll show you? Let me see. I kept a game here. Yeah, I think I've kept one game. Yes, here you should play. You should play Knight d7. And after Queen takes pawn, c5. Center, Knight b6. If you give a check, Bishop d7 is coming. pawn into. Okay, you will recover the pawn, but c5, the queen is exposed piece in the c line. So bishop d7, the rook is coming. Black has solved all his opening problems. This is good enough. This is just good enough. So this is a very nice way to play only the opening part. Thereafter, middle game skill will decide. So what you should do here is just to play knight d7 on queen a4 check and d7 is good enough. You have to take it. Otherwise, you cannot develop. You can't push. You can't push. You have to take it. So after taking it, c5, and black has good control of center. And by the way, you may ask me why that bd7 was played. I will tell you. I will tell you. Some players get in a habit. d4, d5, c4, e6. Now knight f3, knight f6. Now g3. Here he take this. Now check. Bishop d7. Queen takes. This is okay. That point is, if you play here, black's main problem is the c5. If he gets this is equal. Catalan mein the main problem is the queenside pieces. So if he can play c5 and dissolve the center, then there is equality. But here you cannot get it so. So bishop coming. So forced bishop coming here. Now you come. I will not allow. अभी क्वीन आएगा तो मैं उसको अटैक करते रहेगा. Attack करते रहेगा. You have to go back. You have to go back now to d1. So this solves the problem. This solves the problem. An idea of Bronstein. This is basically idea of Bronstein. But he is mixing up things. He is mixing up things. What did he do here? That game. Take some medicine. I have to take. Just a minute. Here, this is bad. To, with the same idea, bishop c6 and bd5, the d4 was already there. Now d3 can come. That is why here nd7 is correct. And after queen takes pawn c5 with an easy equality. Now you can play in c3. Now you can play knight b6 and game is equal. Okay. So whatever you do, next I go. Mistakes. So this instead of this nd7 is just equality with the idea queen d4 and c5. 15 versus 6. This is reverse Grand Prix. Grand Prix attack reverse color. No, this is bad. The theoretical line, we should always follow theory. That means if you find something new, it is called a novelty, but not a good bad novelty is bad. You have to find a correct good move. So this is better move. Now if you play, I'm coming back with again knight f5. So this is not a good position. I saw a game. I think Michael Road played as white. So this is good. Knight coming there is good. But this is a bad forced. So ultimately what has happened? You lost valuable time and d5 is coming. So black consolidated. d5 castle. Anyway d5 he can't stop. Black is much better. The pawn on e4 controlling this and you will get this eventually at right time. Right time, not now. Well, if you keep the queen there, so anyway, so he wants to play the knight to e5. One move threat. So bishop e6. Instead of moving, he complete development. Now you are more ready for f4 break. Finish. Big initiative for black. Bring the queen. I think attack is unstoppable. Okay, really getting dangerous, very dangerous. So it. I want you to think how black should continue the attack. Black to play and win. Black is just winning. It is a puzzle. Winning in two moves only. Just two moves. Very, very simple. If you go logically, this is the attack is coming, mad threat. But when you play directly, directly he will play queen. There is no attack. So this is the main defender. This is the main defender. That is why he played knight. Idea, idea that the queen g5 defense is gone. You have to take and now knight here unstoppable. So very simple way of attacking. Immediate knight coming, immediate knight coming, he will defend queen. But just block that line first. Finish, resign. Basically, white has made mistake. Black has not played anything brilliant. It is white who just played very badly in the situation. First of all, the opening error. First of all, the bishop g4 is opening. This is error. You should play here knight g5. This is okay. And after knight f6, g3, g3. Keep developing. So, and second, you just kept on exchanging, inviting all black pieces and pawns. I think close game 2-3 more are there. This is a well-known theoretical line. White is challenging black that if you got courage, you take my pawn. Actually, the whole line has been played to threaten. That is why he takes it. It is bad. Taking is bad, obviously. Bishop d2 and you are losing time. So he comes with a threat. Knight into pawn. Idea, if you take the knight, I give check. But why I have to take? I come here. The point is, you take, if you take, I will take, and bishop winning material. The rook or knight. So you cannot exchange. You cannot take that. You have to go back knight f6. So for one pawn, white has a better development, two bishops, center, or a bad piece. A bad piece, a weaknesses. This so two bishops. This is fantastic. The center is good. Bishop. Normal. You just complete development. No e6 because this is the only strategic break. अभी उसको दो ही plan है. This or this. So only this is the main one. This is the main one because center. This is not coming. A tempo. Notice he is bringing the right rook because this rook will be useful later on. This rook will be useful in the fight. So bringing maximum forces. F4 F5 plan. Desperation. He has nothing. Want to change queen and get relieved. There is no time for him to play because there are how many? How many? One, two, three on this point. There is no time for him to do this. I think he will get mated soon or lose heavily. You have no time to play. F7 mate. Knight into is forced. Idea? Bishop is coming. You can't stop because the knight is tied down to the defense. So helpless. The whole concept of Queen F5 is simply refuted. But there has been improvement. Because I saw this some later game also. Black has made some improvement, but still it's a bad line. You know, this Queen F5 is bad. Challenging him to take. Welcome to take it. For example, I will show another game. Similar variation, but let me complete this game. Otherwise, I am not going to complete. Yeah, this is okay. Here, if you black wants, he can, after this move, I mean G3, knight C6. If you play knight, black can play this. The idea if you take the pawn, queen e7, checkmate हो जाएगा. And if you play here f4 also, there is problem because he will play something like pawn push, and now knight here, then bishop coming. The active play for black. Black has very active play. Okay, this is how Anand play with Tal. Anand Anand is white, black, Tal or Spassky. I'm not sure. I think Tal. Anand beat. He played once Tal. He beat him. Once he played Spassky. He beat him. So here, bishop g2. Now towards center. I want to open the line quickly. I think this is artificial. So here h6 was called, but anyway, it is good for white only. Okay, because I will take and NC2 with a good game, followed by f3 break. But here he played a very bad move. F4. You are inviting white pieces into attack. Peace play. मारेगा तो knight f3. Peace play. Forced. ND5 is a threat now. Forced rather. Your queen into is bad anyway. He gets a check and reels out. Okay, he has survived the tactics, but not the game. No need to take. No need to take. No need. This is just finishing. The king. क्वीन या किंग. नाइट हटेगा तो चेक में क्वीन जाएगा. A7 चेक. रुक G5 आ जाएगा. रुक G5. Designs. Because you take, it will get mated. Or some nasty things will happen. Check. Knight will come, queen is coming. Or king moves. Check. It's a disaster. Arey, this will be disaster. So the whole idea, the whole point is here. Here this is bad. Here you should have played h6 right away. And this was the last mistake. At least h6 you should have played now. Last chance. Okay, now some king pawn games. 10 king pawn games. I will be able to finish. This is a rare line. Interesting, not bad. One of the main idea to avoid exchange variation, lot of theory, and the knight comes later on to this point. So I think this is not good. You should have played a6 and d6, then g6, knight g6, etc. This is the main concept, but he's mixing up. So c3. This is just bad. Now tempo, and f5 plus minus, and queen. Threat on f7. Idea bb3 now. Threat pawn into g6. You cannot defend. Heavy lineup. Heavy lineup. Well played by Gross Peter. If you take knight into bishop check, wins the queen. Resign. So the mistake is here in the game. E4, E5, BB5, NG7. This is playable but not good. And now on castle, he should play A6 first. And now bishop comes back. And now he should play D6. To meet, now BD7 will come. If you play C3, D4. And if you play rook, NG6 will come. And now C3, bishop D7. I think white is better, but not overwhelming. You compare these 7 moves, bishop D7, you compare this position. I will take and now this is gone. So this is how it should have been played. But anyway, this is a passive setup. So this I don't recommend. I recommend direct Murphy, open Murphy A6 and regular line. Suresh Bhai Chawda says something. Correct? Okay. I think I will have to take a break today afternoon. कफ जम गया थोड़ा. I took some cold milk. That is the main reason. वो फ्रिज से निकाल के कोल्ड मिल्क ले लिया. कफ जम गया. So I will go and take some medicine today. So afternoon, I will cancel the class today afternoon. I will not keep any class today. I will take a rest. I will tell. Okay. It took cold milk पकड़ लिया मुझे. Trivia Parmar. I will show that Portis Ribli game. I will show you that game. We have time. It is only 11:30 now. We have time. I will tell you the mistakes done by Ribli. Portis. Mistakes done by Portis, I will show you. Okay. So here, now when you play B3, normally the players play A6. This is the standard move. They don't like knight B, but okay, this is okay. Now F3, this is necessary. Now bishop takes is equal. This will not be giving advantage. So more aggressive move. Queen exchange is draw. Endgame is not problem, but pawn into. It is necessary. You have to play sooner or later. Takes. If knight into d5, queen g7 is bad for black. So you have to take with the pawn. Just bishop d3. Now pair of bishops. Pair of bishop in open position. And white gets an attacking plan. Idea bishop on d4 with a threat. With a serious threat. Serious threat. Against the queen. And this is a nasty move is coming now. This is very nasty. Because queen is tied down. Queen is tied down to this. Crushing, complete crushing. Now rook has queen unsupported. क्या होगा? It is finished. Only एक ही square है. Show me the finish now. I want you to show me the finish. दो move में finish है. First move is obvious. हम मारेंगे तो वो नाइट से क्वीन से नहीं मार सकता है, तो नाइट से मारेगा. इट इज लॉस्ट एक्चुअली. मैंने ओवरराइट कर दिया है. ओके, इट इज फिनिशिंग. BB5 गुड मूव. F4, F5. Now bishop into. अभी if you play knight into queen G4, the only move, but then I don't see defense. Minimum queen down. And if you play knight into bishop into, it is lost. And if you take queen into, then bishop into should win the game easily. I will show that Portis what you want. I will show this Portis Ribili game how white could have played better. ख्याल में ये रखा है इधर. Okay, here in the game he collapsed in 19 moves. This is okay. This is okay. This is not okay. You should now you play BB2 and castle long. You can play BD2. This is a possibility. You can play BB2. This move is not the correct move. This is the problem. Now you should be ready to castle. You should play BB2. And if you play E5, I'll just castle. Perfectly playable game. Because white has planned to storm the king side. Storm the king side. You come here, no problem. No problem about it. There is pressure. You can't move freely. So this is the mistake he has done. हाँ मयूरलाल, गुड मॉर्निंग. हाँ थोड़ा सर्दी हो गया है, कुछ नहीं है. तो ठीक है. हाँ सर्दी हो गया, कोरोना विरोना नहीं है, कफ हो गया है. फ्रिज से मैंने कुछ ठंडा दूध ले लिया और वो हो गया ऐसा. आई थॉट. हाँ नहीं, वो क्या हो गया, मैं मेडिसिन के साथ दूध बोला तो दूध दूध में गर्म करके पीना चाहिए था. ठंडा ले लिया तो कफ जम गया. मैं मेडिसिन लेगा, दोपहर को क्लास नहीं करेगा आज. एक दिन में ठीक हो जाएगा. नो प्रॉब्लम. हाँ जी. हाँ हाँ, बहुत बहुत नया नया बहुत चल रहा है. हम्म. मैं क्लास होने के बाद में मैं बात करता हूँ. क्लास होने दो, मैं आई विल टॉक. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. हाँ जी, चल रहा है. 12 12 बजे. हाँ जी, हाँ जी. ओके. सो कमिंग टू दिस पॉइंट. सो हियर this is how Birabhadra he should have played BB2 and castle. This is the mistake because king in the center ये ओपन हो रहा है, जल्दी जल्दी से ओपन हो गया, जल्दी से ओपन हो गया. अभी क्या हो गया कि रूक अनप्रोटेक्टेड, दिस इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम। मारा तो प्रॉब्लम, नहीं मारा तो भी बिशप चेक आ रहा है, तो कैसल किया तो प्रॉब्लम है। तो दिस इज द मेन मूव, द प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम चालू। सो लेट अस सी, देखो BB2 में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। देखो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ ग्रैंड मास्टर्स हैव प्लेड दिस। कहाँ है वो सब? दिस शुड बी एब्सोल्युटली फाइन फॉर व्हाइट। कितना खेला है टॉप प्लेयर। अभी आई वांट टू E5, तो क्या होगा? अभी मैं कैसल करेगा, रेडी, एंड व्हाइट वांट्स टू अटैक बिकॉज व्हाइट को तो कैसल इस तरफ करना है। सो आई डोंट केयर इफ आई लूज द पॉन और नॉट। वाइल्ड गेम है, let us say decent players game, Galfantry, E5, take, cancel. This is decent. This is how you should play, and white stands better. Pressure on D5. ओपनिंग के बाद अच्छा पोजीशन आना चाहिए। ओपनिंग कंप्लीट, अभी रूक सर कोऑर्डिनेटेड, रूक अगेंस्ट द क्वीन है, रूक अगेंस्ट क्वीन है, रूक सर कोऑर्डिनेटेड है, व्हाइट बेटर। So this is the problem, that the Portis game he tried to castle and got into mess. Okay. There is no other problem. The position is just fine for white. Vidit Gujarati beat somebody very nicely after Queen E7. Castle actually, okay. But anyway, white has no weakness now. It is not a good idea. Rook against Queen है. Central tension अच्छा नहीं है. ये सब खराब मूव है. जाएगा गेम, ये जाएगा, ये जाएगा. ये सब desperation है. Because you move rook back, knight is coming. जाएगा गेम, ये मार देगा. क्या करेंगे? तो तकलीफ होगा, बहुत तकलीफ होगा. अब ये चेक थ्रेट है, तो मार नहीं सकता है. All right, I will go back to the other games. Okay. Karo Khan का दो गेम. This is a very popular line. Why this line is played? Because mainly after E6, this break comes. This break comes. So Bishop is ready-made watching. And now ND7. Now next move, you will play. No, no. If you play E6 now, E6. अभी ND2 आएगा. Preparing for this. So break ही नहीं है. So this is a bad move. I think it's a bad move. You should play anyway E6. Pawn, winning for a pawn, you can check and you can take a pawn also. It is bad. So plus queen into pawn, the queen remains in a trappy situation. अब ये threat है to trap the queen. So you run queen a4, तो knight आएगा और check castle position बिगड़ गया. It is already in a bad position. Knight attack, bad threat, and winning bishop and knight, game over. कुछ नहीं कर सकता है. अभी ये रिजाइन किया, ये मार देगा, मार देगा. मारेगा तो rook here finish. This should finish the game. Basically ये जो है, I will tell you, b is 6, you should play this, and now the knight should come. And after nd7, knight comes here. White stands better. Alexis Sirov popularized this line, that not allowing it so easily. Then nf3, be2, and after e5, bf5. Now h4 is also good line. This is also a good active line. Okay. On this c4 can come. Bishop takes, queen take, rook takes, check, bd2, queen takes pawn. Now the rook is coming. It's a mess. So let us see the another game. Tarukan advance only. Now bishop. Lot of initiative on the king side. This line is not dangerous for black. This line is not dangerous. No, this is bad. This is bad line. The c5 should have been played. You should give c5, pawn push, pawn into pawn. This should have been played rather. White gets got initiative. Very loose, but white has got piece play. The only move. White has got piece play now. G5 open and attack. But actually, I do not recommend. However, I selected the line to show you that how you could have played here. So on this now knight, no, you can play. I think this is more correct here. You can take this. Okay. This is playable. दो pawn तो मिल रहा है. अब ये सेंटर pawn और ये भी जाएगा. But I have to see that the Karpos games. I have to check that. Sometimes people play odd lines. The main line here, this main line is going bishop g5. Almost everybody plays this. And after this a6 will come, knight will come, and b5. This is the main plan. But white plays a strange move, bishop here. This is not the best move. So he played this. No, why? You should play a6. And after here, b5. And after knight, now you can play maybe simple b7. No, rook b8. Now this threat has come on this square. So rook b8. I think this is absolutely no problem for black. The maximum you can take knight into knight now. अभी ये pawn पे pressure है, तो maximum you will take queen into, and now maybe you can play something like c3, trying to bring the knight back. And now the problem is you need to develop the bishop. This is bad. The queen will in a funny place. So go back. Maybe bishop here, and I think this is okay. Black is okay. So this is the way he should have continued. He should have continued. I mean, simple play a6 b5 and then play rook b8. This is okay. But instead, the black player lost. He was mechanical. He was simply not ready for odd line, odd variation. So he played just badly. No, 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 no. In the game, he played this very bad move. Now a tempo is coming. Taking is bad, obviously. If you take, piece is going, and if you take anyway, tempo is coming. So this turned out bad. Now BB6 is a new threat. Bishop B6 is coming. Check. Bishop into bishop, check. Queen into is losing. Knight B6. King into. So he played. It's too late. Attack will come. Just one extra piece. And now this is suicide. Take. He has recovered the piece but lost the king. Discover check. Queen check. Resign. So odd variations. और अभी किसका हुआ? Typical mistakes जो है उसको avoid करना है. So this is standard. Bishop G5, rouser attack. The idea I want to avoid exchanges. F4. This is bad move. Black should play simple B5 is a good move. B5. The pressure is coming here. So on bishop into pawn into. Now BD7, BB7, King H8. Black has a decent position. Two bishops with a fully playable position. But this is bad. What he played, Queen B6 is bad move. Now he will get the pawn. I mean, black will get the pawn, e4 pawn. After taking, he will get the e4 pawn, but get into a mess. Now queen into b2 will open the g file, ready-made opening. अभी वैसा रास्ता ही नहीं है. दूसरा कुछ है तो वो भी बुरा है. तो मार दो, क्या है, खत्म. चेक. रुक फेट भी जा रहा है. अभी ये मारेगा तो भी जीतेगा. बट ही वांट्स मेट. नाइट e4 चेक बंद करना. अब मारा. अब ये मारेंगे ना तो मेट हो जाए. नाइट चेक. मेट तो नहीं होगा, क्वीन जाएगा. So the whole point is, this is the bad move. This is a move I give question mark. Question mark. You should play b5. Fazul Zenko's move b5. Okay, I leave this. Okay, the point is this is a bad move. Very rash move. Rash move. Castle. अभी pawn into knight नहीं चलता है. Because queen check, recover the piece with a better game. So ultimately you have ended up weakening the position. So मारो knight into knight. Very bad. Very bad king position. Horrible open king position of black. If you go bishop e3 and a7, so you cannot go only rook d1 threat. Resign. So here, Parth Kuntal Rawal, welcome. The class is only now 7-8 minutes. The reason he is playing because after this move, the bishop g4 is very dull. Droish हो जाएगा. This will be very droish by nature. इसीलिए वो अवॉइड कर रहा है बिशप nf3 खेलना. अब आया अभी maybe here e5 is more dynamic. Why? Long castle with attack. g4 g5 h4 take means g5. The idea, among other things, is this is coming. And if you take development complete, the central knight is gone. This is the pride of the position. This is the pride of the position. तो गया अभी मारो. Black is underdeveloped, bad structure, horrible problems. Gone. Anyway कुछ अच्छा मूव नहीं है. You should rather move queen. ये मूव करना चाहिए, but इसमें भी जाएगा. I think what I can do here. मार सकता हूँ क्या मैं सोच रहा हूँ. I think I can take it. Probably. Probably मार सकता हूँ. Check. Oh, sorry, my queen is the not in white diagonal. But anyway, so I am also tired and making mistakes. So all these things is bad, but he just took it and lost quickly. But anyway, it's a bad position because white is more developed, coordinated, bishop pair, lost. किधर है भाई ये? दो गेम और है. Okay, there are many moves here. You can play. The main idea of f3, what I will tell you, if black plays h6, I will come back. And when you castle later on, I will start an attack on this. Because ready-made target. This is the whole point of idea of white. This is the idea. And also, in if you play f4 some line, suppose you play f4 some variations, the rook can come here and try to hit the knight pressure. This is one of the idea also. So here he plays f3. And white gets an easy attack. This is very bad to grab material like this. Opening lines helps a player who is more developed and more safer. Anyway, I will force open. Okay, I will give you white to play and win. Find out. ये last game करता हूँ मैं. White to play and win. Please find out what should white do. Completely winning position for white. Yeah, there comes Veerabhadra Singh's move knight b5. Fantastic. The point is there is a mate threat now. There is a mate threat. Of course, he will stop the mate, but he will lose material. He will lose material. मेट बंद हो गया. अरे मेट तो है ना मेट मेट है ये ना मेट बंद हो गया because diagonal closed, but he will winning material because if you come here queen into queen and if you come here knight into check pawn into and queen into there is no back rank नहीं है bishop है. So the knight b5 is a crusher, the king crusher. N b5 over. After knight here, knight s7 check, queen to gaya. So I think, my friends, today afternoon I will cancel the class. I will not be able to do. Anyway, thank you very much being with me. I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30. I hope I will be all right. 9:30. I'll see you tomorrow.